Phil Collins, Baby Jesus?
Yes, I did.
This is my favorite thing today.
I love it.
There is a church in Mexico that commissioned a statue of the baby Jesus, and even the padre in charge said that he was initially taken aback by the size of it. It's 22 feet tall, and it weighs 1 ton, and everybody's pointing out that it essentially looks like Phil Collins from 1986.
Can you pull it up for the live stream?
Yes.
Because it is so ridiculous. Like, it doesn't look like a baby in any way.
No, it has like a six-pack. You know how...
yeah, like, not even like a six... Like, it's just... It looks like a man that is got like a baby fetish. Like, one of those people that likes to wear like a diaper and act.
Phil Collins, very famously in the 80s, of course, he had a receding hairline, and he had the mullet and everything. And if you're watching at AlanCoxShow.com, I'll show you the photo here.
It's very
a 22-foot... And the photo doesn't really do it justice.
For the size of it, no.
Yeah, because it's difficult to see how big it actually is. I don't know why this photo is... There it is. Right next to Phil Collins.
But it's not like a six-pack. He's got like baby rolls.
I didn't see the guy down there for scale. I just saw the statue. There's a guy at the bottom of the photo.
Oh, wow.
That's how giant the friggin' thing is.
Let me move the logo real quick so you can see the guy. That is so big.
Huge. So the priest says, I don't know if we've got the world record on this. I mean, it's no touchdown Jesus.
No, this is better. I say this is better.
This is Phil Collins
Big
Jesus.
Butter Jesus. This is the Phil Collins Jesus is incredible.
Speaking of which, it is Thursday. I'm going to have Terry the Goat's Week 12 picks here in a minute. Al is our bureau chief out in Carlton, PA, and all NFL season long he's been having his goat Terry give us weekly picks. And it's been a real ebb and flow. Boy, it has been a roller coaster ride with Terry the Goat. I mean, out of the gate, beginning of the season, she went 8-2. We usually get 9 or 10 picks. Last week we got 11, but she went 4-7. So she's in a bit of an ebb right now. But yeah, Phil Collins' Baby Jesus is fantastic.
It's wonderful.
Hey, Joe in Philly.
Yo, what up, guys?
What's going on?
So I just was looking at that Phil Collins baby. Too bad it's not anatomically correct, because that thing would be huge.
What, is Phil Collins hung?
Well,
I mean anything.
Thinking if that thing's to scale.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh.
Just being the 22 feet tall.
But it's still a baby.
But it would be...
Yeah, Joe, why you want to see Baby D?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm just, Poundcake, he just started talking about men.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I understand. You've been unduly influenced, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Ready for riding that caboose.
What I was calling about is, so I always found this interesting when gay men are attracted to feminine-looking men or effeminate men, because I'm just thinking in my brain, in my stupid hetero straight brain, if I were to be attracted to another male, I would think I'd be attracted to a man, like a man. That would be the attraction. I'm not looking
like a manly man, like a lumberjack type dude. You okay?
Because as a straight guy, I'm not looking for masculine women. That's not my attraction. I guess there's a lid for every pot. So I was just always confused when I was like, oh, why is that?
It's a spectrum, That's what they say, right? The sexuality spectrum,
Joe,
the Kinsey scale.
I feel like you're the type of guy that casually watches gay porn just to see what's up.
I don't think anyone can casually watch gay porn. I think you either have to watch it.
You just peruse it and you're like,
no, I don't think anybody casually. There's nothing casual about watching two men go at it.
Doesn't do anything for me. Every single week he checks to see if it makes it move, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, it actually grosses me out, because you know how you go...
But so you have watched it to be grossed out.
No, I'm saying you go to some of these bars and they have hardcore gay porn showing up on the TV.
What bars are you going to?
Oh, God, I remember we went to an after-hours gay bar in Pittsburgh that was at up above like a pet store or something, but it was like it was like a gay speakeasy, and you had to give a code word to get let in, and it was after I had a club appearance or something. So we get there, a couple of my gay friends go, let's go over to here. I go, okay, cool. We're like half in the bag. We go over there. It's probably 2:30 in the morning. It's really dimly lit, and it was the perfect cross section of not only Pittsburgh, but just gay dudes who probably aren't necessarily out, It was some dudes that were like clearly leather guys, some guys who had come from work and stayed there, guys in Steeler jerseys, and every television in every corner had hardcore gay porn on it.
Well,
I was like,
these.
wow.
Because I've never seen that in any of the gay clubs I've ever been to ever.
Well, clubs, they probably don't do that, but this was like a...
After hours.
After
secret.
hours,
Well, I've been to a bathhouse that had gay porn, but obviously it was a bathhouse. But...
And there was
Well,
nothing.
yeah.
There was nothing casual about me standing there going, I can't look in any direction and not see. I'm just trying. I'm cool to be here, and I'm just trying to have a drink. And there were people coming up to me looking because they knew who I was. Some people did, and they were like, "Are you?" And I go, "No." I knew what they meant. They weren't saying, "Are you Alan Cox?" They were like, "Are you gay?" And I was like, "Nope. Here were some friends." Thanks for listening.
We have a very similar club out here, and we were like, I was with my gay friends, and we were like, hey, let's go to this club, and I was like, all right, cool. And they were like, it's got pool. I was like, yeah, sure, let's shoot some pool. And like in between, my shots, like I couldn't just stand at the bar and like look at the TV, and sports is usually on. I can't just sit like watch the TV.
There were water sports on, but not the kind you wanted to watch.
Indeed.
I've told the story a few times about when I was in Pittsburgh and I was at a gay bar, and it wasn't hardcore porn, but it was like very sensual softcore porn.
Oh, no.
Where it was like these gay guys
In the shower?
No, they were just they were like by a wood pile in their underwear, just exploring their muscles, just like slowly like touching all over and just really getting to know themselves.
That sounds like the precursor to some of Poundcake's piggyback porn.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, thank you, Joe.
Yeah, be safe.
All right, man.
If I were gay, I would give you my heart. And if I were gay, you'd be my work of art. And if I were gay, we would swim in romance. But I'm not gay, so get your hand out of my pants.
Stephen Lynch.
He hasn't been on the show in a long time.
Is he touring or anything?
Don't know. He was on the show about 8 years ago.
7. I was on the show at the time, so.
Were you?
It was a while ago though. I think it was the first year that I was on the show.
The lovely Courtney J was with him.
Mm-hmm. She was cute.
A lot of people are hitting me up about this Myles Garrett thing. They're like, "Hey, did you see what's going on with Myles Garrett?" His suspension has been upheld. His indefinite suspension, which is going to keep him out for at least the rest of this season. He has to meet with Roger Goodell before any reinstatement can be considered. This is because of the Mason Rudolph thing. Mm-hmm. And now Myles Garrett is saying that Mason Rudolph threw the N-word at him.
Why is he waiting so long to tell everybody that? I feel like that's something you would say pretty quickly.
Because he probably figured I'm going to keep this in my pocket until they tell me. If they tell me that my suspension's been lifted, fine. If they say, no, you're still suspended, then you whip that out. Whether or not it's true, there's no way to know if it's true.
I think there is a way to know.
Are those guys mic'd?
A lot of players are mic'd now, and also they have audio equipment where they can pick up on that.
Wow.
I bet if they wanted to dig into it and find out if he used it, they could.
But in a scrum like that, where there's all those guys fighting and yelling and punching and whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it might. There might not be, but there might be. Andre Knott is dying for the audio to be released.
Oh, I bet.
Because NFL Films puts mics on several players for each game, especially like a Thursday night game. So I'm guessing there's something out there.
Okay. Boy, I'd love to hear John Facenda call that one. And then he threw the N-word at him. John Facenda, right?
Yeah, he does all the voiceovers.
NFL Films. He was like a big
Films,
local guy in Philly for a long time. Speaking of Philadelphia. Yeah. And then Mason Rudolph called him the N-word.
Do you think he would say it just for that?
No. You think he'd say the N-word? Yeah, I don't know about that. All right, let me get to the
football all the way.
Goat picks.
Football all the way. Yeah, wouldn't you say? Football all the way. Football all the way. Football all the way. Yeah, wouldn't you say? Football all the way.
Well, I won't lie to you. When we started this voyage with Al, who is our bureau chief out in Carlton, PA, at the beginning of the season, I thought maybe he would send us like a week. Hey, my goat, pick some winners. And it would be a bit of a goof. But now here we are at week 12, and he has faithfully sent me video
Every week?
Terry the Goat making these picks every week, and he attaches it to an email that has the picks written out. He made, Terry the Goat, made 9 picks this week. Last week we got 11 picks, but it's usually in the 9 or 10 range. So if you're watching at alancoxshow.com, here's the video he likes to send us when he lets Terry out of the pen, and she goes over to the prognostication station.
Here we are back in Carlton, Pennsylvania, where Terry is rather frustrated with her 4-7 result from week 11. Ethan, Terry's baby daddy, has showed up to give her support as she makes her predictions this week.
Ethan's a handsome
Terry is now
goat.
proceeding to the prediction station to make her predictions for week 12. The results will be posted on Thursday.
All right, so thank you, Al. He's listening out in Carlton, PA on the iHeartRadio app. You know, I'm surprised once this took off that we didn't have any local farmers follow suit. Yeah, go, hey. So here are your picks for Week 12. I will end, as always, with the Cleveland Browns pick, all right? That game is this Sunday. But these are your picks. And, Bill, maybe if anything jumps out at you as an odd pick, you let me know.
I will.
The Houston Texans over the Colts.
That's a pretty good pick.
All right. The Redskins over the Lions. I can't see that happening.
No.
The Bears over the Giants. That could go either way, too,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, that could go either way. They're both pretty bad.
The Saints over the Panthers.
That sounds right.
Seahawks over the Eagles.
Yeah.
Denver Broncos over the Buffalo Bills.
I could see that, but that's going to be a tough one.
Bills are having a good season.
Yeah.
The Jacksonville Jaguars over the Tennessee Titans.
Maybe.
Wait, talk about a game nobody cares about unless you live in either of those cities.
And even then.
Yeah, Jacksonville or Nashville ain't exactly a football town. The Baltimore Ravens over the LA Rams.
Yeah.
And finally, the Miami Dolphins over the Cleveland Browns.
Terry, you son of a bitch.
Daughter of a bitch.
Yeah,
is what Terry has chosen for Week 12. So there you go.
Terry, you little goat bitch.
Yeah, I don't know. That is her prognostication for Week 12.
Well, the way she's been picking, my guess is she'll be wrong, and the Browns will win.
Last couple of weeks, she has been off her game. She was 4-7 last week. She was 4-5 Week 10. That was after 2 weeks of 7-3, 7-2.
Our assistant PD, Jason Carr, is from Florida, and he's a big Miami Dolphins fan.
Yep.
He's going to the game on Sunday. And
he was happy that we got Jarvis Landry.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's also sad because they lost him. But anyway, he is predicting a Dolphins win.
Okay.
And I don't think it's going to happen.
You don't think so? You think
No.
the Browns will
I
beat
think
the Dolphins?
I like that he's going to the game and trying to support and, gave someone too much money. But I think he's going to
It's
get
wishful
drunk
thinking
and
is what you're
sad
saying.
on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Dolphins are dead last in their division.
Yeah, they're one of the worst teams in the league.
Okay. They're 2-8.
Mm-hmm.
Browns are 4-6.
The Browns should be better, and I think they will handle the Dolphins without a problem.
Here's what I think. With the Dolphins, and I'm going to go off the reservation here, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, when you've got a 1-2 punch like Dan Marino and Ricky Williams, I couldn't even do it. God damn. Wiki Williams.
Wiki Williams.
Dan Marino and Ricky Williams.
Mm-hmm.
He was the pot dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you got that 1-2 punch, you got nothing to worry about. And Ray Finkel?
Not even a real player.
Pardon me?
First of all.
Lois Einhorn?
Yeah.
I'm looking for Lois Einhorn.
Einhorn.
Yeah.
Einhorn is a man. Man, that movie.
Yeah.
All sorts of problems in this day.
Oh,
and age,
yeah.
but
In
man.
an era of trans insensitivity,
Yeah.
Ace Ventura Pet Detective does not hold up real well.
Still remember watching that movie with my friend Kyle for the first time.
Mr. Winky.
And Captain Winky. He found Captain Winky.
Captain Winky,
and,
okay.
Ace turns Einhorn around, and he didn't understand what tucking was. So he thought she just pooped her pants.
Yeah, right. Because it looks like a turd.
Yeah. And I was just like, no, it's her wiener. And
It's
he's
an
like,
exaggerated
"What?"
sight gag, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alan, it's almost like Terry the Goat's random picks are evening out to 500. Hey, listen, she has picked more wins than losses.
Do we have her overall record?
Yeah, I did. I ran her overall record. It's like 73, and it's a winning record.
That's good.
I'd have to go back and look, but yeah, as of week 10, I think I ran it, and her record's pretty good. For a goat.
For a goat.
Yeah.
Pretty good for a goat.
Right. Do they still bring Snowflake out for the Dolphins games? Do they do that at all still?
Snowflake was ever real.
Really? Mm-hmm. I bet at Miami, I bet Jason would know that. I bet Miami Dolphins games, they had a dolphin in a tank. I bet that was based in reality.
Maybe.
The mascot. You know, they put a jersey on it. Put a little, just like the helmet.
Yeah.
They put a dolphin in a helmet.
You better be careful with that helmet around our Browns players, you dumb dolphin.
That's right.
We know what dolphins really are. The rapists of the sea.
Rapists of the sea. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. So, I'm telling you what.
And don't you call Myles Garrett the N-word. Now,
Right.
does it make it... If this Myles Garrett thing, if they find out that Mason Rudolph...
Because people are saying Mason Rudolph was mic'd.
Okay.
Because he's a quarterback and they mic those guys, right?
So, they should have audio of it. And if they can find that audio and that gets released, should they reduce his sentence? And what about the punishment for Mason Rudolph? What would his punishment be?
I mean, he's playing for Pittsburgh. That's barely looked down upon in Pittsburgh. It's like
Right,
Whitey Town, USA.
It doesn't
they
matter.
should
It's the
suspend him
league.
for the remainder
Yeah.
of the season, too.
You think so?
Yes.
If they find out that he actually dropped an N-bomb,
yes,
he should be an indefinite suspension
no.
for the rest of the season?
You start with the rest of the season. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how you figure out an indefinite suspension. I don't think that...
I think he should just not be allowed to use a helmet. Still have to play quarterback.
Put him back in those leather heads.
Put him in a leather helmet.
Yeah, with the ear laps.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think anything would change for Myles Garrett because that's not exculpatory evidence. You know what I mean? Somebody calls you the N-word. If you're a black athlete, as much as it sucks, it's not like you've never heard that before. And secondly, that has nothing to do with you pulling the helmet off and beating another guy in the head with it.
All right, what about this?
I understand the heat of the moment, and these guys are violent. It's a violent sport. But I got to tell you, I'm just one of those people that thinks that, like, if you're getting paid millions of dollars because you are a professional, that carries all the way into you don't beat a guy in the head with a helmet.
Right, but he called him, he dropped that word.
Yeah, but I feel like that would have happened after he hit him in the head. I don't think he's trying to say that he called him the N-word and that's why he did it.
I think that's what got him that amped up. I think while they're down in the pile, he probably drops an N-bomb, and that's when he's trying to rip his helmet off, and that's why Myles Garrett got so fired up.
Maybe. I don't know. I
think what should happen,
I know less than nothing about Mason Rudolph.
They should. If he actually dropped the N-bomb, then the Steelers should have to hire Colin Kaepernick as their backup quarterback.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. I like that idea. Well, we'll see what happens. But Dolphins are going to be in town this weekend, and they're looking good. Bob Greasy, Larry Sonka, man, they are looking like a well-oiled machine. And nobody throwing the N-word around in Miami. That's probably true, right? Was it the 72 Dolphins that lost every single game, right? Like the Dolphins had one of those seasons too, where they lost every single game that season.
No, I don't think they. No,
I thought they did.
The only other team that has an 0-16 season is the Detroit Lions. The Dolphins had an actual perfect season where they didn't lose any games and won the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
So they did what Tom Brady couldn't do.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I've got a break. I'm going to have those Black Crowes tickets for you shortly. They have announced their reunion tour for next summer. August the 18th is when they will play Blossom